the solutions, DM questions, player problems, and campaign triage live. All right, today I thought we would do something just a little bit different. Still, if you've got questions, whether you're DM, you're a player, or you're just looking to do a little Foundry work, feel free to shoot those questions up in chat, and we will do what we can. So today, I thought I would do a little bit of work in Foundry. Specifically, we will be making an NPC. Something fun for everyone, because that's what we do here. So let me go ahead and pull that up. Boom. All right, so what I'm going to be using today is my map. I have a test map. It's where I like to, burn the world, as it were. But let's go ahead. Let's create us an actor. Little non-player character. A little bit of nothing. First thing we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and hit on this little wrench up in the corner. And today, I thought I would do somebody who is not necessarily ultra important on my end, but maybe on somebody else's end. And what I mean by that is that we will be doing more of a background NPC. So let's see if I can get the pictures here, because we want to make sure we have pictures. Well, I guess you don't have to, but I like them. I like all sorts of pictures. Now, I do use AI. A lot of my players use AI. If you don't like that, hey, don't use that. That is totally on you. Personal choice and all that. So, we are going to go ahead, and if it will come up, we are going to be working on a child. But it will not be a commoner child. I don't have their name yet. I should probably have their name. But we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and pull up our little token creator. We'll drag and drop our person in there. We'll realize that they are not optimized for this. So, first thing, we're going to change up where our token border is. And then we are going to unlock the character. This will allow us to do things such as rescaling, resizing, or otherwise. Looks kind of small. Let's go with 135. Think of this as a percentage. Boom. I can move her. Look at that. Absolutely adorable. We'll hit modify up here. We'll click on use token image over here. We'll get rid of that background crap. And we will let it do its thing. We will call her definitely not player drama, because I don't have her actual name yet. Cool. All right, we've got a few things to think about. Now, I know who her father is and who her mother is, and we are going to... Oh, Adam, you became a ghoul in 76. I thought you didn't want to do that. That was my dream, not yours. But fine. So, given that, I am not going to give her the basic hit points. I will give her a few more. So probably double what I would normally give a commoner. So we'll change her hit points to 8. See if that changes. Yeah, we'll go from there. Don't worry about what the CR is. It's wholly unimportant for what we're doing today. Today is just basic stuff. So her father is a druid and her mother is a commoner. So I am going to go with that in mind. So cool, we've got ourselves, still a child. Let's give her 12, because why not? And I'm going to make her proficient in wisdom, because I can, and you can't stop me. Strength, child. We're going to make that 6. I don't know how old she is exactly. I think she's like 13 or something. Dexterity, kids are rambunctious little shits. 12. We'll give her an 8 in Constitution, because that makes sense for child. Actually, you know what? Children can get hit and stand up like nothing ever happened to them. Meanwhile, I sneeze and I'm in traction, so I'm going to give her just a little more, or a little higher than that. 10 for intelligence, that's fine. Kids are adorable. She gets 14 charisma, because I decided that's perfect. And she's proficient. Okay. Speed? Still kids. Not as fast as adults. Let's go ahead and give her some gnome walking speed. Skills, being a pain in their parents' ass. I don't see that. Performance. Oh, perfect. And we will give her deception. And yes, Kyle, Adam has put in quite a bit of time. Every time I put in an hour or two, he puts in about 10 more. And for hide and seek, stealth. And sleight of hand, because kids like to steal cookies out of the cookie jar. Resistances, like I said, kids can get hit by... They can fall out of a tree and still get up and walk away like nothing happened. So I'm going to give her bludgeoning resistance. I won't give her any immunities. We'll give her some condition immunities. Falling. Perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Vulnerabilities. I don't think anything in there really fits. Damage modification, we won't touch that. Languages, obviously, they don't speak normal languages. But because her dad probably spoke or spelled in Druid so that she would never be able to know when she had to eat her broccoli or whatever. Or it was time for a nap. We'll give her Sylvan, and we'll give her Druidic. If I can find it. There are so many languages. Where is Sylvan? There it is. Hidden. Cool. Habitat. Yeah. Forest and urban environments. And I think that about covers that area. You can go in here. We can make her small. We can make her a humanoid. It helps with some of the automation that's already built in there. So that's good. Let's go ahead and go into her inventory. I am going to go ahead and give her a backpack, if I can find it. Because what kid goes around without a backpack? Pff, none, right? All of them have backpacks. Do I have a stick? I'm gonna give her a stick. Huh. Now I'm curious what the sticky hand is. That's crazy. I love that. I'm not going to give her a stick of dynamite. Okay, this is great. I am going to make a stick. I don't want it to necessarily be a club. Kind of did make Dora. Listen, this stuff comes to me in my dreams. Definitely not building for player trauma. Okay, cool. So we're going to go ahead and give her a stick. This is perfect because now I can show you some programming. She probably does deserve a stick of dynamite. Stick. Rarity, common, I don't know, 0.5 pounds. I am going to go ahead and continue to use my AI, mostly just to piss people off. And I am going to get a picture of a stick. I need a CGI picture of a stick. And actually, I don't know why a horror CGI picture of a stick. I really have to do something about my mic. It is hovering over my keyboard. So while we're doing that, I can go in and I can still continue to program. Details. Simple melee, sounds right. Base weapon, I don't want to use that. It'll change things. Mastery. Push. I like push. Now, I'm building it for 2024, and you don't have to. But let's see here. Double focus, reloading, scatter, thrown. Sure, let's give it a thrown. You can throw a stick. I don't know what half these mean. You know what? Let's give it a... I don't want to give it two-handed. I want to give it versatile. Finesse? Sure, why not? How big is the stick? I made it half a pound. It doesn't get reach. Deal with it. And light. We will give it light. So how far can a child throw a stick? Let's do 20 feet. You know what? Let's do 15 feet. I like the math on it. We'll give it 30 feet of long reach. Keep the reach the same. Feet. Damage. 1d4. Everyone like 1d4? Cool. That's what I'm doing. 1d4. We're going to go with bludgeoning. Could probably also do piercing, but meh. And then, yeah, 1d6 for two-handed thwacking someone in the face. We'll go to activities. We want to make sure that the attack is correct. So we'll go in there. Cool. Default, melee or ranged. Sure. 1d20 damage. We'll just give her a percentile die. That's how much life she takes away from you. But it can never kill you because... unless you hit 100%. Does not require identification. None of this stuff I really care about. I don't care about a measured template. Default. Yep. Default. Yep. Activation. Cool, time. We know we want it to be in action. Obviously, it doesn't take concentration. This is not a spell. Does not require any consumption, so if we're going in here, we can look at things that they can use, item uses, material, hit dice, whatever. We don't need any of that. We don't want none of that. Does psychic damage cause kids? Does psychic damage because kids say some messed up yes, they do. Brutal little bastards, I'll tell you. We won't change the range. It's at 15. The range is 15 feet. Target. I don't really care what they hit. And actually, let's double check this. Nope. I think that's right. Good enough for government work. We'll go into effect. We'll see what this is. Cool. Attack, default, strength, or dexterity. That's exactly what we want because we've got versatile. Now, is this thing going to be perfect when we get done with it? Maybe, if I'm lucky. But if I were a betting man, I'd say probably not. But we'll see. Cool. We still want to stick. Cool. Now, depending on how you do this, however you set it up, that's fine. Whatever. I got a lot of stuff. I got a lot of stuff in here. I'm not going to share it with you. But there is quite a bit happening. That is terrifying. I am absolutely going to use that. And you will see why in a moment. Let's do 1 to 1. I don't like the way that turned out, actually. There we go. It came out with a weird 9 by 16 or 16 by 9. Either way, it wouldn't have fit in the area very well, and I don't like that. Wow. That's pretty brutal, Adam. So, like, did you answer them? I asked for a picture of a stick, and it gave me an error saying it broke their policy. Huh. I don't know what it was trying to make, but I literally asked for a picture of a stick. Yeah, what, Adam, was it a threat? A promise? Hopes? Dreams? Honestly, that's more terrifying. The moment a child says not yet means that they have a plan for it later on. Let's save that image. Bing, bang, boom. Refresh that. And we are going to... Some people don't know this. You can just drag a picture right on over the choose file. You'll see it go in there. It's uploading. Once that disappears, it's already selected. Select file. Stick. Cool. We've got this. Now, I definitely have some more things I want to add to this NPC, but let's test it. Ooh. Okay, I see why it's doing that. So we're going to give this a little test. Does it work? As a matter of fact, she hits really good. She can use strength or dex, so she gets the +1. She's got a proficiency of 2. Perfect. Everything reads out correctly. And apparently she's just going to roll 19s all day. 1d4 plus 1. And that's exactly where we run into our issue. We want to go... it's not showing the versatile hit. Perfect. That means we can change this. We're going to change the name of this to one-handed. And then we are going to duplicate it. Go in here. Two-handed. If I can spell. And we are going to click on that. Change that. 1d6. So in case you missed it, I'll do a side-by-side. So I clicked off the include base damage, which is this. You notice I can't change nothing on it. Although I gotta remember to put bludgeoning in there. I will add attack damage. And then I can put in my 1d6. And I can, of course, choose whatever I want from this list. So cool. Now, when I go to use this stick, I get an option. I can do one-handed. Does a 1d4 plus 1. Or I can do two-handed, which gives me... does not give me my... See, this is why we do this. It did not give me my modifier. It should have given me my modifier. But that's fine. I can always add a bonus. Cool. I know she has a +1 to her dex. She's obviously going to use that over her strength. So we can fix that. That's just something to keep in mind later if she were to ever get a higher CR or better strength, or she gets older, whatever the case is. So let's give it a shot now. Two-handed. 1d6 plus 1. Perfect. Cool. Now, not everything has to be made from scratch. Obviously, we're doing some of this. A lot of what I do when I'm messing with characters is that the original programming isn't correct. So it's a lot of fixing what should be, or it's a lot of fixing the original content. Things like healing and whatnot. Especially once you start, I just fixed somebody's cleric. There's a life cleric. But they had these gloves that help heal, and they're also part druid, so they could switch over to their starry form, which also adds to their healing, and it's a lot of guesswork. So I ended up making this healing spell type thing that you were able to choose exactly what you wanted instead of looking all over your character sheet. And you could choose something like, okay, I heal, but it's also life cleric, and also, you know, this is what level it gets cast at, so it's actually 2 plus, you know, the spell's level, and also they had starry form, so I had like 5 options in there that they could choose from of different combinations. So it should make things a little bit easier on the individual. Because I don't know about you, but I know when I sit in the middle of a game, if people are waiting on me, I get anxious. Maybe that doesn't happen at your table. That's fine. Definitely happens to me. Cool. So what else do we want to give this character? Well, odd things that some people don't think about that I think about. Let's give them traveler's clothes, because Dad's a druid, so he would do druid things like make sure she's well decked out in that. We will give her some hide armor, because I assume kids skin random animals and wear their hides like psychopaths. That definitely happens. Of course, she's got the stick. And let's give her some food and water, right? I know some people don't follow this, but rations. Actually, you know what? Yeah, we can give her that, and we can give her a water skin, because I'm going to give her some spells as well. These are just fun little things I like to add. You don't have to add these, but you can. Cool. We're going to make her a smartass too. So I'm going to give her a few spells that I feel would fit her. And do I care about the level of them? No, I'm going for the lulls. So let's see here. I'm going to give her Good Berry, because I feel like her dad would have taught her about the best of berries. We are also going to make her a level 1 caster. We are going to... Where is this? Ability, level 1, concentration, no worry about concentration. I'm gonna have to get into that and figure that out, because it's not letting me change that. Still, whatevs. What happens if I change it to 2? Nope. Okay. I'm sure I'll figure that out here shortly. We'll give her Good Berry. We'll give her Healing Word. You know what? Actually, we'll give her Healing Word, and we'll give her Cure Wounds, but only at level 1. Because kids say the darndest things, and sometimes they're just so damn sweet it heals our soul. What else? We want to give her a cantrip, I'm sure. A cantrip or 2. We'll give her Chill Touch, because have you ever had a child put their cold ass feet on your back? That is perfect. They also don't know how to cut their nails worth of shit, so we're going to give them Claws of Darkness, because it's fun for all of us. Oh boy. Thank you, buddy. Let's give her Druidcraft. Actually, do I want to give her this? Claws of Darkness. You shape shadows into claws that grow. While the spell lasts, you can make a melee spell. I guess they don't really need that. I want to find something a little bit different. Oh, friends. Did they change this? Or does it still suck? Have the charm condition for the duration. Targets. They know when you charmed them. That's no fun for this. We're not trying to make a meanie. We're not trying to make a meanie. Ah, mending. We'll go with mending, because they can mend your hearts. And that's probably pretty good. Oh, you know what else I want to give her? A bedroll. I was going to give her a tent, but I feel like that'd be too much. But I feel like she might have a bedroll. Seems like a fair assumption. So, I'm going to click all this off. I'm going to equip all this stuff. I'm surprised I don't get notified. Those are bits, aren't they? It's always weird when, like, when you get into streaming and you start seeing things for the first time, like on your end, or not seeing them, it's very confusing. Now you can give them special traits, important NPC. You know what? Sure. She is an important NPC. She gets 1 hit die. Can I give her a hit die? I've never used this feature, so you're learning with me. We are not going to hire her. Original class. Okay. It's so strange because I've definitely done this before. So sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. Surprise. Do we just add a new spell? Yep, that's just a new spell. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Now, I can't say I know exactly what this individual would have as far as their CR. Of course, we're not really doing that, and that's fine. That's totally fair. Can we do something here? No. Feel like I'm missing out on something. Oh, there's so much going on. You know what? I'm going to give her halfling nimbleness. That sounds fun. That sounds fun. Skills, passive, damage. Treasure. Any. I don't know what that does. I don't care. Okay. Well, let's see here. Toggle controls. Configure. No, she is not a chest or a bag. So we won't give her that. I'll definitely have to look that up about her hit dice. Doesn't really matter. Features. What can we add? We can add a race, a subclass. Oh, speaking of, we have races or species. Really doesn't matter. We will go with Furbog. You're probably looking at this like, why do you have so many Furbolgs? This is stupid. I agree. But that's just the way it imports. So it is what it is, and it isn't what it isn't. In fact, I don't even have to do any of this. I have a Furbolg right here. Furbolg magic. We're not giving her powerful build. You can't make me. I'll give her powerful build because her dad's a Furbolg. We won't give her that. We will. We didn't want to show that. All right, Adam. You take her easy. Contagion spell? What level is a contagion spell? You want me to give her a 5th level spell? How dare you? I mean, you're not wrong. But but I don't need this child absolutely murdering everybody because she walked into a room. Now, obviously, I don't know how to add hit dice to her, which is strange. Usually that stuff's pretty straightforward. Health formula, damage threshold. Like I said, I get what you're saying. However, I am not giving her a 5th level spell. It doesn't mean I won't give her something. There's got to be something else here that's not contagion. I bet you there's a 1st level spell that's like sneeze on your ass. Could give her a command because they're always barking orders at us. Corrupting Ichor. You spit a globule of flint. There you go. There it is. We found it. We found it. Corrupting Ichor. She sneezed. So that's fun. As you can see, we have or you can see the saves and whatnot there. It is nasty, Kyle, but tell me that is not the most accurate thing you could think of. Sneeze in your face. Or why is it always over your drink, too? Oh, here we go. Here we go. It was hidden. Wisdom. Perfect. All right, let's see if it turns out all right. Cool, she's got 2 spell slots. We're going to give her spell slots because I'm a nice guy. Still don't know how to fix that hit dice thing. I blame people. But we want to give her something here. Let's go with classes. Let's go with Druids. What the hell is a scholar? Class features. I don't know. I don't think this is exactly what I needed to do. Hey, Kyle, does this person look familiar to you? But also, because you have powerful build, I will give her powerful build. Damn it. Unfortunately, they don't have rules for damage vulnerabilities. Revision, we'll go with modern rules. Save. Booyakasha. I think. Let's see here. If I wanted 8 and she has a 0 in her con, which means I want for her health formula, and I want 8. Let's give her a 1d12, which gives us roughly 7, and I'll make her con a 1. Perfect. Which may actually give me... It does. That's what I was missing. That's what I needed for my hit dice. So let's see here. 1d12, 6 plus half. That's... Okay, so round up to 7. Perfect. And we'll give her 12, just so it makes sense. Make it make sense to me. Make it. She has a higher hit die than her dad. Actually, that makes sense. Definitely not. It's okay. It will be perfect. What do you think, Kyle? You think definitely not player trauma should have anything else? Or do you think she's pretty well taken care of? And did I just update the prototype token? Oh, perfect. Because you can update the token, or you can update the player token. And if you update the player token, you don't always update your prototype token. So you have to go in here. So I will always change these unless there's something specific in scene. So yeah, fairly simple to make a character. We'll give her at least 3 copper so she can go buy some ice cream somewhere. Because that's what kids do, right? And because this is more my thing than something you have to do, I like to actually put stuff into backpacks. It keeps it clean. Plus, Foundry has been kind enough recently that you can actually see how much weight is in there. But if she were to throw her backpack, for example, you could, in fact, just take the backpack out. Now, if only I knew more about her mom, Kyle. If I knew more about her mom, maybe I could really tune this in. But right now, I have her as a commoner, so in theory, I feel like she could still beat her dad's ass. It has nothing to do with the fact that he absolutely wouldn't fight back, and he would get sick immediately afterwards. But I think this is good. Honestly, she's probably closer to I mean, she's definitely a CR1. With those spells, she's probably a CR1. Use the backpack as a weapon. How much is it? 22-pound backpack? Yeah, that could be a weapon. That'd be very interesting. But yeah, now that this is all taken care of, we can... What does Furball magic do? You can cast the Detect Magic and Disguise Self. We're going to take that off. No, damn, that is Furball stuff. Did that give it to her? It didn't. Okay. So that's fine. We'll come back and we'll fix this stuff. Because that's what we're here to do. We're here to make a character that is complete. Okay. What does this give her? When you use this version of Sky, you can seem up to 3 feet shorter. Oh god, she'd disappear. Detect magic and disguise self with this trait. I feel like this is probably like a level 3 or something. Yeah, well, you know, when I deal with characters, I want to know who are your parents, who is your wife, and then I branch out further, just one further. Let me know about aunts, uncles, your grandparents on both sides, and then of course the children, because I can use all of those. There's nothing better than eliminating an entire family line. But you don't do it all at once. And you have to do it in higher magnitudes of order. Like losing your grandparents, it's sad, right? It's very sad. But it doesn't hit the same as like losing a parent, or then like losing a child, or a brother. And you gotta do it in escalations. So we will go ahead, go back, get that disguise self, which means we've also got to change it because I think it's at will, right? Use versions. Finish a long rest. Okay, so little different, but that's fine. Let's go to disguise self. Disguise, very hard to spell. We'll go ahead and throw that in there. Disguise self, and I think it was detect thoughts. Cool. Now you'll notice that, wow, this really is a higher level one. But that's fine. That's fine. This is my world. I'm the god. We will instead, we're going to go in and edit this. So, all that's fine. Spellcasting, prepared, always prepared, so on and so forth. We're going to do this at will, or innate spellcasting. Let's do innate spellcasting. It puts it up here. So it lets you know, hey, stop. And we will say limited uses, 1. Cool. Let me get this up a little higher. Okay, now we got to know when it recovers. I think it said on a long rest, specifically long rest. Yep. So, long rest, recover all uses. Keep the spent as nothing. That counts as a 0. It's great. Perfect. Boom. That's done. Same thing with disguise self. Super easy. Get in there. Open up your details. Change to innate spellcasting. Go to 1. You get 1 freebie. And it won't register that you put anything in there until after you click off the screen, or click off that box. Again, long rest, perfect. Detect. What did I do? Detect magic. Oh, look at you. I would have went back and looked, but that's fine. It's super easy to do. Like, once you start figuring everything out, it gets easier. And I'm actually trying to go a little bit slower than I normally would. Most NPCs take me, if I build them from scratch like this, it takes me about 30 minutes. I'm trying to search for photo, or like make pictures and whatnot, and some of them I really go into depth with. Let's get rid of that. Neat. Edit. Details. 1. And long rest. No, appreciate you there, Kyle. I do. And there you go. You've got a creature with powerful build. You kind of do a nod towards the character, especially if you're going to use them as an NPC. Like, there's nothing worse than when you get in there and they are just, a bland commoner that's been reskinned. You can do it. I mean, obviously you can do it. It's your table. Do what you want. But I feel that if you are going to use somebody's family member, especially if it's like one of their kids, that it blends the parents to some extent. Like, obviously a lesser level. As you saw, I took into account that it's a child, so strength not going to be high. No matter how intelligent your child is, they're probably still regular commoner level. Maybe she asks a lot of questions. Hey, why is the sky blue? Whatever. Wisdom. But, maybe you've got a fighter mom and a druid dad. Okay. Well, now we just basically made a ranger. So, keep the things in mind, keep it fun, and do you have to go this in depth? No. Does it show when you do? Probably not. Your character or your players may never know how much effort you put into this, and it's fine because I still get to hit things with sticks. Like this punching bag that we will absolutely test it out on. And we will go one-handed. And she hits it. That's actually a really good hit. This kid hits really fucking hard. And he even got a nat 20 on the second roll. What's even funnier is she did worse on her two-handed. But if you have any questions about what I did here, please, by all means, ask them. Or if you have a question about something that changes up too. Kyle, it's not so much that I'm saying that they don't appreciate it. It's that they don't know what you did to... they don't necessarily know what you've done to appreciate it. But they know you've done something in the background. Yeah, I don't want you... Like, I don't want to say, like, oh, yeah, they just don't care. Like, that's not what I'm saying at all. It's just... Things like this, you don't get to see the background. Like... If you play on Foundry, or you're a DM on Foundry, yeah, you may know what goes into this, but your average player probably has no idea. But that's fine, because what I like to do is, if and when the campaign does end, which we're doing a level 20 campaign, I am going to package up all of their important NPCs and their character, and I'm going to send it to them in a zip file, along with any character art or tokens or whatever. That way, they always have them. They also become, like, I don't like to get rid of NPCs, like important NPCs or players. Like, I hate the concept that when a campaign ends, that those characters just disappear. So I have, like, this legacy idea. I will always use them as NPCs in the next campaign. And I don't care if I'm running a Curse of Strahd or whatever. These people can and will show up. I do it with mild characters, my players' characters. Oftentimes I make them merchants, or they might be quest givers, or like in my campaign I have all those, obviously, but I also have them as, like, guards. You know, some of them ended up pretty high level. They make good guards. But I hate the concept of your character just disappearing. I did a Strixhaven game, and the DM ended up making my character one of the professors later on. I haven't seen it in action, mind you, but, like, he says he did it, and he's a pretty straightforward guy, so I believe him. And I hope that anybody who comes across it thinks it's a badass character. Especially since he's an artificer, or artificer, artificer, however you want to say it. And he liked to make big boom booms. He was an artillerist, and yeah. He made fun of the one artificer professor that was in there, because all he wanted to make was, like, brooms that swept on their own, like a Team U version of Roomba. And I made fun of him for that. In character, of course. Obviously not the DM. That's just rude. Bramble? Well, if Bramble makes it to the end. If he makes it to the end. Let's make him a game warden. But like an angry game warden. If you were unaware, Bramble Kyle is one of my players. Bramble is a wildfire druid. That's something I didn't give her. How does her dad play with matches and she doesn't? That's just rude. At a bare minimum, I gotta give her Flint. I'll give her one more cantrip. With a create bonfire. That sounds like a wildfire druid's kid if I ever saw one. Also, you can create scrolls if you accidentally put it in the inventory and not the spell list. So yeah. Create bonfire. Because what child doesn't like to play with fire? I probably shouldn't have said that. I did it anyhow. I don't care. And that should pretty much cover survivability for the child too. So, bedroll, food, water, fire. Any questions? Oh yeah, it's one of the newer things. If you so if you go over to the inventory and I don't want to do a cantrip. Absorb elements. Boom. It automatically asks you if you want to create a scroll. You can say what level it's getting cast at. You can sit there and have a reference. That doesn't matter. But you can set the spell save DC. So let's say 18. And I don't think... You know what? I don't like that. Let's go with... which one requires a... You know what? Let's go with something good old-fashioned. Fireball. Cool. We take Fireball. We throw it over here. Cool. Let's set the save DC to... I don't know what Bramble's spell save DC is. I don't give a lot of magic items out because I'm a dick. I'm not a dick. But 17. Cool. And let's cast it at 5th level because I want to see big booms. You get a spell scroll of Fireball. And it will straight up tell you, hey, you know, it's 5th level. It's worth 2,000 gold. It has 1 charge. And if you go ahead and use it, we can set it here. And it'll give you the DC 17. She makes the big explosion. Super awesome. And we get all of our damage and all that. And then it disappears out of your thing. Yeah. Well, Kyle, that's what this is for. Is so you can learn these little tricks. And I'd love to say that I knew about this. However, that was complete accident just now as to how I figured that out. And that's honestly how I figure most of my things out. Also, Kyle, you're going to have to get me a name for this child. It's your kid. But yeah, I'd like to thank everybody who joined me today. I think that is going to cover everything we've got. One NPC to save the world. So, all right. That's StepDaddy's DM Desk. Appreciate you being here. Follow if you want more, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.